going on, Shady people? Shady Penguin will be back for another week of the GBA, and your New York Mankeys are here. While we are on quite the losing streak, we are not giving up our determination. So today, we are going to be battling against Old Man Tup, coach of the Pittsburgh Potato, Potato. I'm never gonna pronounce it right. Go show him some shady love. His YouTube link is in the description. He's a really genuine great guy. We're gonna go over our team really quick for those of you that missed it. If you didn't watch the team builder, we have Bruce, Jirachi, Takahata, Flameboy, Luke, Missy, and Sakura. I'm not giving you any more information than that. Go watch the team builder if you really want to know. Otherwise, you'll be surprised during this match. So let's jump right into this. I don't want to keep up waiting. We've had a couple of issues so far. I didn't want to do battle list again, you fool of a took. I wanted to do battle start. Let's see if it's going to work. Ladies and gentlemen, will it work? Boom, we got it. All right, so we see our opponent's team. Definitely an interesting spread. I'm not surprised. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm not completely surprised, because he doesn't have the Tyranitar, which makes me really happy that I didn't bring my my Hitmontop, because that would be the biggest thing for Hitmontop. Otherwise, Hitmontop gets rocked by almost everything else on this team. Seriously, that's why I didn't bring it. I'm so glad I didn't. So, potential leads, I think that Celebi or Excadrill is his stealth rocker. I could see Excadrill being his stealth rocker because of I can see Excadrill being his stealth rocker simply because he has no Tyranitar. So I don't know why my brain just stopped working. He has no Tyranitar, so it's not gonna be a Sand Rush. Flameboy Luke seems like a pretty awesome lead to me. The worst thing that can happen, Ambipom is a pretty solid lead for him. We don't have any like straight up physically defensive mons that wanna deal with that thing. Considering that Excadrill is his spinner, rocks are gonna do really well against his team if we get rid of that Excadrill. I could always just lead Missy, go HP fighting. I could also lead Bruce to stop a potential fake out. Bruce does really well against this entire team once rocks are up. Literally potentially sweeps despite that Intimidate Arcanine. I can do really well. So, oh, of course. Is that lawn maintenance I hear? I think it is. I'm gonna lead Flameboy Luke. I think it's a pretty solid lead. I don't want to question it too much. I don't want to just get rocks up turn one. I want my Jirachi to be a little bit of a mystery considering how versatile it can be. I want it to be a little bit of a mystery. Common weaknesses we see two Pokemon weak to ground. We have no ground type moves on this team, so we don't even have to worry about that. We do see a few Pokemon weak to water though. We see a couple. So he leads the Thundurus. That's great for us. That's really great for us. I think we can get a completely free Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp here. I'm gonna go for a completely free Will-O-Wisp. I could go HP Ice, but I kind of expect him to Volt Switch here. I'm trying to think if there's any benefit. I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp. I said that I would Willow if the Excadrill was not burned yet, and that's what I'm gonna do. Excadrill is his only mon that is immune, and it might be a really good time for him to try to Volt Switch out, see what I'm gonna do. He can scout to see if I'm scarfed or not. If he's not scarfed, and he's gonna Volt Switch, just straight up Volt Switch. We're gonna eat that up just fine. We are specially defensive. It's going to do nothing to us. We don't gotta worry about that Sandstorm now because he doesn't have the T-Tar. I'm not too upset that I brought the Rain Dance still though, because honestly, Rain Dance is gonna do a lot of work against the Arcanine and the Excadrill. Crimson Sea Dog is gonna come out. It's gonna be the Arcanine, which is unfortunate. That is a great play by Tup. That was the only bad switch in. That's the only switch in that could have been bad for us, was that. Now I don't know what this thing is gonna wanna do to me though. I guess a close combat straight up, which we can take unless he's banded. I'm not gonna hard switch anything. I'm just gonna Volt Switch. I'm gonna Volt Switch. I mean, if he doubles again, that's fine. If he goes out into the Excadrill predicting my Volt Switch, that's pretty great for him. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty great for him. But he's gonna Toxic me, and I dodge it. Toxic misses. Okay, so we've seen Volt Switch on Thundurus, and we've seen Toxic on Arcanine. So Toxic Arcanine is interesting. I'm really glad that it missed. I'm not gonna lie, that's Pokemon for you. And we are going to go out into probably our Takahata. I don't really want Sakura getting poisoned. And this thing really can't touch Takahata at all. He doesn't have the Golbat, which I'm kind of glad about too. I know it seems like a weird thing to be afraid of, but he doesn't have the Golbat and I'm happy about it. I'm just gonna go into Takahata. I can get my Mega Evolution off for free, which is something I really like. We can get Elite Seed up here. No reason not to. Flare Blitz really isn't going to do too much to us. And we see the leftovers. So after seeing Intimidate and leftovers, we could be pretty certain that this thing is defensive. So looking at his team once again, the only real fear I have, we see the Ambipom. So I think Ambipom is going to be running either Aerial Ace or Acrobatics, one of the two. I could see like a normal gem fake out Acrobatics type of thing coming through. I could also see, like I said, Hidden Power Flying on that Thunderous. Either way, I do want to get my rocks up, force the Excadrill in. If I can get my rocks up and force the Excadrill in the same turn, it would be nice. But I really think once my opponent sees Jirachi, he's going to just switch out into his Excadrill. Well, the only reason why Hitmontop would be really nice, he's going to switch out. I'm guessing the Ambipom or the Thunderous is going to come in here. We're going to see Shrek, the Celebi. Oh my gosh, I'm so silly. I felt like the Leech Seed was so free, but I didn't think about the Celebi. Tup is reading me like a book right now. I need to slow down. All right, so I could just fire off a Sludge Bomb. See, Celebi could be a Stealth Rocker, and that's what I had said prior. So I really do think that Celebi is going to be his Stealth Rocker. So we can do one of two things. We can go out into Jirachi, really eat up a Psychic type attack. And then we can fire off a pretty free U-turn that does a lot of damage. But Celebi does get knockoff, which really stinks. And my Jirachi's not fast, so I will get outsped and I'll lose my Custab Berry, and that would be really unfortunate. So I think I'm just going to stay in and Sludge Bomb. I think he's just going to set up his rocks here. I'm pretty positive he'll set up his rocks. And that'll just be the way the cookie crumbles once he sets up his rocks, you know? It's just, he's going to actually U-turn here. I think he's going to go on into Excadrill. Wow, so we see U-turn on... We see U-turn on Jirachi. We also see that it outspeeds my Venusaur. It naturally does, so it's not much information at all. The question is he going to risk anything? I mean, he's going to predict Sludge Bomb, go on into Excadrill. But I don't know what that really does for him. I don't know what that does for him. Like, EQ does do a good amount of damage to our Venusaur. Don't get me wrong, it really does. We'll be able to see, I'm actually going to build my Venusaur on the damage calc, because I think I have 132 special defense. Or, yes, I do. Okay, and 120, we're calm, we're not bold. And Excadrill's Earthquake does 44% if he's Life Orb. So that's the max it can do if he's Life Orb, so that's not too much to us. Our Giga Drain does 45, so we're kind of on par. He does outspeed us, of course, but we can Leech Seed and Synthesis up. I'm really surprised we didn't see the Stealth Rocks there. U-turn was the safe play. Fortunately, though, he kind of, even if he goes on to Excadrill, it's not the best case scenario for him. It really isn't. It's really not best case scenario for him, but it is it's his best. Obviously, because I click Sludge Bomb, he goes in 50 Crisp. That's going to be the Excadrill. Oh, it's going to be the Jellicent, actually. Okay, so we're going to Sludge Bomb it up here. That's definitely special defensive. We don't see an item. We don't see leftovers, I should say. So he could be... I could just free Giga Drain here. I think that he's going to want a Will-O-Wisp Hex. That's going to be his play to make. So I'm going to Giga Drain. Now, I know Tup loves Hex. Tup absolutely loves Hex. So we're just going to go for a Giga Drain. If he wants to go out into anything, you can see that this Venusaur really walls his team. He needs a free switch into the Ambipom. Thunderous is a pretty free switch in here, but he already saw me go for Leech Seed, so he might be afraid of switching anything in to that Leech Seed. So we're going to Giga Drain. It's going to do a huge amount of damage, and then we're probably going to see a Will-O-Wisp here, is what I'm assuming. We're going to see a Will-O-Wisp here. It does miss! Tup is having no kind of luck with this. Wow, okay. Do I really think he's going to let Jellicent just go down? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I think he's going to switch out. Would he switch out into the... So my thought process is, will he go out into the Celebi, predicting the Leech Seed, and the Giga Drain? We saw that Sludge Bomb does nothing to this thing. He could go into the Thunderous, predicting a Grass type move. He has nice Grass resist on his team, I have to say that. I mean, this Jellicent doesn't really hurt my team too much. Like, I'm okay if I do. The risk is worth the reward. The only thing that really doesn't like it is the Flameboy Luke, but we see that Takahata's outspeeding this Jellicent, so Flameboy Luke will outspeed it as well, I believe. So we don't got to worry too much about that. I could predict the Willow and go out into Flameboy Luke. That also would have been an option for sure. I think I'm gonna make a read and I'm gonna go Sludge Bomb. Also, he could be frustrated because he missed 2 statusing moves. I'm gonna Sludge Bomb. I'm gonna make a read here. He's gonna withdraw first 50 crisps, and I think he's gonna go out into the Celebi. He goes out into Crimson Sea Dog. That's fine, because we'll get a nice Sludge Bomb off on this thing, which is great. It definitely is. I could definitely see that being the middle ground play. We'll go get a Sludge Bomb off. It's gonna do a good amount of damage. No poison. Leftovers are gonna pop yet again. I do think that me going for Sludge Bomb now really does limit. So he's probably gonna Willow here. Don't you think he would Willow? I feel like he'd Willow, but this is still what I want. Actually, if I really think he's gonna Willow, I'd switch out to the Sakura. Because Burn is the best possible status condition for Sakura. You know, let's do it. Let's do it. This is a defensive Arcanine anyway, so I'm really sure he's going to want to go ahead and just go for a Will-O-Wisp. He might just want to go Flare Blitz for as much damage as possible. Maybe he ran Calcs and saw how much it still does. Goes for the Morning Sun for recovery, so really safe middle ground play for sure. Here, I can't go for the Scald because he's got a low Jellicent. I have to just go Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail or Rain Dance, but I'm going to go Dragon Tail. It's risky because it can force him out into something he wants, but I can see the Thunderous just coming in here. He's going to withdraw, or he goes into the Jellicent. Either way, he goes into the Shrek, which is going to be the Celebi. We're going to Dragon Tail. It does miss, so our second missed Dragon Tail of the season, and that really puts us in a bind because he can get a knockoff here or a Psychic. That's definitely unfortunate, but well deserved. My opponent did miss 2 moves, so it's just the way Pokemon's played. Now that we're in this situation, considering he went for a U-turn last time, does that mean, what does that mean to me? Does that mean he's not packing a Psychic type move? Our Jirachi really does not want to take a knockoff. I don't want to lose my Custap Berry. I don't want to take a knockoff in general. I think he's going to go for knockoff or Stealth Rocks. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go into Takahata. He might just go for a Psychic type move, seeing how much work Takahata does against my opponent's team. It's completely possible. But I have to make this play. I really do. I'm a little upset that Dragon Tail missed because Celebi is the one Pokemon I really would not want to be. And Thunderous is not much better, but Celebi is pretty bad. I could have gone on to my specially defensive Rotom Heat. Wouldn't have been a bad play. He's going to U-turn though, which is just fine because he's back in that same situation where he U-turned on my Takahata initially. But I mean, he gets a free switch in now. So if he wants his free switch into Ambipom, it's totally possible. It's 100% possible. Ambipom is scary because of the coverage it gets. It can have a normal type move. Obviously, Stab Return hurts a lot, so does Double Hit. It's gonna have a flying type move for Venusaur. It has to, 100%. I know it has to. It just has to. It could also get Seed Bomb, which does a lot to my Milotic. It does an awful lot. I'm actually gonna calc how much that does. Let me open up a new Nugget Bridge because I want to keep my Venusaur there because Venusaur is gonna be one of the most common things to see on the field. Ambipom, Handsome. That's gonna be the Ambipom. That's a really nice nickname. Milotic. So Acrobatics is going to do a lot, especially if it's from a fake out. And honestly, he does a lot to my Milotic. My Milotic's not really a switch in. I can take one flying type move. I can. And I think I have to. I think I'm going to Giga Drain here. I'm going to Giga Drain here. Because he's going to go, okay, he's going to go for a fake out. Normal Gem boosted. Pretty obvious for sure. And that's going to do a good amount. I flinch. I don't know that I can take anything from that range. I can predict a flying type move and go out into Flame Boy Luke. Because if he goes for the return, double hit does 47%. Let's see what Acrobatics does, because Acrobatics doubles. No item. It's going to do 51%. That's if he's jolly, if he's adamant. I can't risk a crit. You know what? Just go into Jirachi. Chances are he doesn't have coverage for Jirachi. I'm looking, I mean, he could have knockoff. Knockoff's actually a very common move. I'm so stupid for doing that. But we have to learn somehow. We see the acrobatics. We can take that. We can take that just fine. So if he gets the knockoff off here, I'm like kind of okay. Part of me is considering going for rocks, and part of me is considering just U-turning. I don't think he's gonna have U-turn. I think he will have knockoff, and I think it's gonna do a lot to us. I think he's gonna have knockoff, and I think it's gonna do a lot. Jirachi, knockoff actually does way too much damage. Kind of wish I had just switched right out into my Sakura. But with two Pokemon that potentially have knockoff, I have to just try. I really wish I would have brought the berry to reduce dark damage. Now, I think I want my rocks up in this case. I'm gonna go for rocks as he goes for a knockoff. There's the knockoff right there. We get to take it. We get to take it a little bit. We get to take it a little bit. Now that we have no item on, the question is, how much did that just do? And can we live? I feel like we can live. Because he doesn't get that boost. I'm going to risk it. As much as I want this healing with Jirachi, I think I'm just going to go for the U-turn here. I'm just going to go for the U-turn here. He sees to cuss that berry, so he's probably talking about it a little bit. It's unfortunate that we're not going to get our healing wish off. He's going to go for knockoff again. I don't know if I live. I do live on 10, so that's really great for us. Jirachi's exactly where he needs to be. I believe he still lives coming into rocks, which is awesome. I knew this Ambipom was going to be a pretty big problem for us. Miss Magius might be able to come in. Hidden Power Fighting does 66%, so not enough. Not enough. Sharpedo might be a better option. I think Sharpedo is a better option. Yeah, as much as I don't like going into Sharpedo early, we have to go into Sharpedo. I don't want my Lota getting his item knocked off, her item knocked off. The switch in for this thing is the Arcanine actually right now, predicting the Protect would be the switch in. Considering we can knock off, fake out, I'm guessing double hit. We have to Protect. We could make a read and not Protect, but it's not worth. We just have to Protect. I think he'll switch out because he wants fake out pressure. I do think that's for sure. His switch in though, he's gonna withdraw. It's just, I guess, Thundurus. But Thundurus he goes into Crimson. So Crimson, I was right. I could have Waterfalled and actually knocked this thing out. I could have Waterfalled and knocked this thing out with 2 Waterfalls. There's a chance that Waterfall still takes him out because I'm running Calcs with the Intimidate, as I'm sure my opponent will. We get our speed boost. We should have made that read. That was our fault. For making too safe of a play, we do get punished. Waterfall does 68%. With a chance to flinch. Close combat will take us out. Bruce is very valuable though against his team. You can't really risk it. Man, it would have been really nice. It really would have been nice to just Waterfall there. That would have, I feel like that would have won us the game. Getting rid of this Arcanine nice and early. So what does he do here? Does he switch out into Celebi? Switch out into Excadrill? Does he just close combat? Does he even have close combat? Does he Will-O-Wisp? Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sun, Fire type move, insert Fire type move, and possibly Extreme Speed. So maybe he doesn't even have. So Will-O-Wisp seems pretty obvious. You know what? I'm gonna Waterfall. If he Willows me, I have Heal Bell and I have Healing Wish. I'm gonna Waterfall. He's gonna withdraw. I think that the Celebi is gonna come out. Goes into 50 crisps. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. That was such a good play, Top. That was such a good play. That was such a good play. Wow. All right, it's fine though, because a crunch will still take him out. Even at -1, a crunch will take him out. And if my opponent knows that and goes back out into the Arcanine, you got me good. I will crunch right now. We're gonna crunch. Oh, you have the Dark Berry. Oh no, that's not good. Are you gonna live this because of Intimidate and Berry? You are gonna live this because of Intimidate and Berry. We get the defense drop, so if you recovered, it's fine. If you Willow, like I said, it's fine. We have the Heal Bell. There's the Willow. It does connect, so Looking at the berry, the defense drop, and all of that. Oh, that was beautiful, Tup. That was so beautiful. Crunch will still take you out. So do you go out into Arcanine here? I don't think you do. I think I'm just gonna crunch. Looks like Bruce is gonna be our healing wish target. You do switch out. Okay, so I gotta start looking at the super obvious play and just reading it. Now that we're this deep into the battle, I gotta look at the super obvious play that he will make and just read it. That does less than, look at that odd number of HP right there. So we're -2 and we're burned. This crunch is gonna do relatively nothing unless we crit. We'll see right here, it does do relatively nothing. So Tup's definitely playing fantastically. A waterfall won't take this thing out. He's gonna get pretty much gonna get a free morning sun off. If I'm burned and already at -1, waterfall does 26%. So we have to switch out here. I'm just gonna go into Sakura on the Morning Sun. Now that we have Rocks up, Dragon Tail's a much more favorable move. I know it did miss the first time, but I think he's gonna stay into just Morning Sun because he can. He has a lot of recovery options. It was totally my fault for forgetting. Tup played it perfectly. Forgot about the Water Absorb. It was super obvious. Could have just went for the crunch, knocked that thing out with 2 crunches. Same thing with the Arcanine. I have to start playing the obvious plays. I'm going with my gut right now. I'm actually ignoring my gut now that I think about it. So we're gonna Dragon Tail. If you want, he does not want a Will-O-Wisp us. I don't think he has room for Wild Charge because he's defensive with Morning Sun Will-O-Wisp. I'm thinking Extreme Speed. Maybe he's got Extreme Speed Wild Charge, who knows? But we're gonna Dragon Tail. It's completely free Dragon Tail. Because of that, he might stay in and just go for damage. Because honestly, the worst thing that would happen for him is that he switches out. He switches out and then it would just be a drag. Best case scenario for him, he gets Dragon Tailed out into his Jellicent, who can then recover up. But he's gonna Toxic. Wow! Double status Arcanine. Double status Arcanine. We're gonna Dragon Tail him. Willow, Morning Sun. Wow, that's insane. So it goes out into Handsome, which is actually probably the best case scenario for us. It stinks that he can Fake Out. It does. Because he can Fake Out Knockoff here. Do we have a switch in? So I want to say that he's going to Fake Out, especially because I'm Toxic. I've been doubting myself this entire time. So let's see if the first turn I trust myself, if it makes sense. So I'm thinking he's gonna Fake Out. I go on to Mismagius, Ghost type. He knows I'm gonna be afraid of knockoff, so he's not gonna think that I wanna do that. And then we can just Hidden Power Fighting, and from this range, it'll take him out. From this range, it will take him out. Ambipom, Mismagius. The knockoff threat is too real that I won't go out into my Mismagius, but it's because of that I think that he'll go for Fake Out. So let's go into Missy. I'm just gonna trust my gut at this point. My gut says he's gonna go Fake Out. If he goes Knockoff, you know what? Tup's just playing out of his mind right now. Tup is playing out of his mind. Goes for the Fake Out. That's great. And now we can proceed to we can debond. See, Hidden Power Fighting says that it does 55 to 66%, so not enough to take this thing out. Now this thing is the only threat, most likely the only threat besides the Thunderous if it has Hidden Power Flying, to our Venusaur. We can use Healing Wish to get rid of the burn on the Sharpedo. Just stinks because this thing is almost down, but there's nothing I can do to take it out anyway. Nothing on my team wants to sit here and take it out. I mean, I guess Sakura does if he doesn't pack Seed Bomb. All right, I'm gonna Destiny Bond. I'm just doing it. Let's go for the Destiny Bond as he goes for the knockoff. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Because honestly, Hidden Power Fighting doesn't look like it'll knock this thing out. We're gonna trade Ambipom for Mismagius here. It stinks. We don't get our Heal Bell. Which really stinks because our Milotic is toxic, but I think that Milotic holds less value than most other Pokemon on our team. Who would he most likely switch out into? Maybe Arcanine? I think that Takahata's a pretty free switch in here. At the same time, you might see an opportunity to go into Excadrill. Let's go into Flame Boy Luke. So he goes on into Uzi. Uzi, the Thunderous, as I go out into Flame Boy Luke, that is beautiful. He's gonna take 25%. I don't know if he's gonna try to set up. I feel like he might try to set up here. I'm gonna go for the HP Ice. Goes for the Volt Switch, unfortunately. We are going to take that like a champ, so it's not a big deal. The question is, who does he go out into? Does he go into Arcanine again, predicting the Willow? Probably. Missy takes out Ambipom. Crimson Sea Dog here, so we get a little bit of damage off on this thing, which is fun. And then we get a Volt Switch off on the next turn. So we are revealing that we do have Hidden Power, which is unfortunate. But I had to go for it just in case. I know it's 5v5, so maybe he wouldn't set up, but you never really know. We can Volt Switch and we can go out into our... Yes, we can Volt Switch. Now that Ambipom is gone, Venusaur looks really nice. Venusaur looks really, really, really nice. I can't believe this Arcanine is toxic and Will-O-Wisp. Goes for the Flare Blitz outright, which is fine by me. It's not going to do too much damage to us. We do resist it. And now we get to see the final move. Don't have to fear any sort of anything. Arcanine, if anything that can actually take down this Arcanine right now, outspeed it and take it out. No, because Bruce is burned. Jirachi has to come in against the, Jirachi doesn't have many options. Jirachi has to come in against the Jellicent. Unless, you know what, we do outspeed this thing. Ambipom being gone, can we sweep with... Ambipom being gone and Thunderous having switched in once, can we sweep with Bruce? I mean, we can never sweep with Bruce while this thing is around. I don't think... I think Arcanine outsped my Venusaur. Definitely did. I mean, we can go into Sakura and just Dragon Tail. It's probably the best play. I'm gonna go into Sakura and Dragon Tail. I can hope that he expects me to Scald and we get rid of that Jellicent. This thing can't do anything to us but Morning Sun. It's his only option is Morning Sun or Switch. I mean, he can Flare Blitz, but I would say he Morning Suns, right? That seems correct. Like, even if that Jellicent comes in and gets a little bit of HP back, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter too much. Morning Sun is gonna do a good amount of damage to him, and it's gonna do Mind Games. I think Scald's gonna. I think he's gonna Morning Sun because he's at half. He'd be at 25% when he comes back in. He's gonna Morning Sun. We get a Scald off, which is great. It's definitely fantastic because we could take this thing out. Our Scald should do like 70%, 65%, so well over half. Okay, they only do half. That's unfortunate. He has special defense investment. Okay, we have the Dragon Tail. We have the Dragon Tail here. That stinks because we're down a turn to Toxic. Like we could have Rain Danced. Rain Dance on that turn would have been great. Would have been so nice. All right, we still have our Jirachi. We still have a Jirachi, it's fine. Versace, Jirachi. It's gonna withdraw, which is perfect. Probably expecting another Scald. It's gonna go out into the Jellicent. Did I bait it? I baited it! There we go. Jellicent goes down as long as this Dragon Tail connects. We already missed one. Game Freak. Yes! All right, so that thing is gone. That thing is gone. Unless he goes out into his Excadrill right now and gets a Rapid Spin off. Goes out into his Excadrill right now. Now this is crazy. This is crazy. Mold Breaker breaks through our Marvel Scale, so we still take a lot of damage from this thing. It comes down to, I think he's going to want to Rapid Spin right now. I have to Scald. I have to Scald. When am I ever going to get this chance again? I have to Scald. I just have to. I'm trusting my gut. He's going to want to Rapid Spin. If he doesn't have it, then you know what? He doesn't go for it, and then he goes back out into his Jellicent. But he can't go back out into his Jellicent because Jellicent dies to rocks. So Scald is the best move. Scald is the best play. Yes. He withdraws. That's fine. Even if he goes into Jellicent, it's going to drop to rocks. So he really doesn't have Rapid Spin? He really doesn't have Rapid Spin. All right. Jellicent goes down to rocks, which I don't think anyone gets the kill. But Jellicent goes down to rocks. We get a Scald off. He gets more toxic damage, which stinks. He gets a free switch into Thunderous, which means that Sakura's time might be done. Because, well, you know what? No, we still have a Rotom Heat. And he has nothing for Rotom Heat. So if he goes on to Thunderous, we just switch out into that. Oh my goodness, this is some game. Tup is playing ridiculously well. Now I'm starting to finally understand that he's making like basic obvious plays and they're paying off because they're safe middle ground plays. And I haven't been acting on those predictions. I've been making those predictions all game, but I've been saying, go with the safe play, Shady. Not the best idea. Goes on into Uzi. So even if he has Nasty Plot here, it doesn't matter. Even if he has Nasty Plot here, it does not matter. So the question is, do we really think we can get the Healing Wish off? Now that Jellicent's gone, can we actually get the Healing Wish off? It depends on how Celebi's invested. Because if not, we can just go on to the Jirachi and get a free switch into something. But I really need to get that Healing Wish off for Bruce. I mean, Takahata does a fine job. I think Double Thunderbolt will actually take Flameboy Luke out if we go out into him. We've only seen Volt Switch on this thing, so he's probably Choice Scarf, which means he's going to Volt Switch again. I'm still afraid of him Power Flying on this thing. I think I let Jirachi get too low. I mean, the other option for us Healing Wish is if the Arcanine is slow, if he has no investment, which he probably doesn't. All right, that's our target. That's 100% our target. Let's go into Flameboy Luke. Let's go into the Flameboy Luke. Even if he Thunderbolts, it's fine. He's going to Thunderbolt. See how much it does. We're at 69. We go down to 24. So we took too much damage from that. All right, looking at the rest of his team, Celebi, Excadrill's gone. Excadrill's not gone. Do I think he's choiced? I'm gonna switch out into Venusaur. I could have just switched out into Venusaur, predicting that. Flameboy Luke still has value. Not really. Looking at his team, not really. I'm sorry, Flameboy Luke, you're going down. You're going down as I Volt Switch. He's gonna Thunderbolt. Okay, so the good news here is that we can go out into our Venusaur and potentially, if he's Expert Belt, we're donezo. We really are. If he's Expert Belt, we're donezo. We haven't seen an item. I'm assuming choice right now. It's all I have to go on. I don't need to synthesis. Our best move. He has Thunderous, Excadrill, Arcanine, and Celebi left. That stinks for this Venusaur. It really does. I don't think Arcanine comes in. I think Celebi comes in. But Sludge Bomb seems pretty obvious, so he might go on into Excadrill. I think I'm just going to Synthesis. I'm going to make the safest play and just Synthesize. He's going to withdraw, so pretty confirmed that he's choiced. We're going to have full HP. I think he's going to go into Celebi. Goes into Crimson. Goes into Crimson Sea Dog. Okay, so that stinks because a Sludge Bomb would have taken him out after Rocks. Sludge Bomb would have taken him out after Rocks. So we're going to Leech Seed here. We know that he only has Flare Blitz. He has Will-O-Wisp. He's going to Will-O-Wisp us, and then he's going to Flare Blitz. We don't have Flameboy Luke anymore to switch in, so you know what? We just Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb for the most amount of damage. He can't switch in his Excadrill against a full HP Venusaur. He just can't. There's just no way to do that. Man, this is a battle. This is some battle. Should have just Sludge Bombed. I don't know that it would have taken him out, because we saw that special defensive investment when the Scald did hardly anything. My low tick is also a switch in here, which is why he might just Morning Sun. But I can't, he's gonna Morning Sun. I can't allow him to just keep doing this. Like, the Morning Suns are out of control. I mean, we have Synthesis, don't get me wrong, but he's just been using them and using them. I'm guessing his Excadrill doesn't have Rapid Spin, or he would have went for it a long time ago. It's a crit and the poison. Wow, that's insane. So leftover's gonna be counteracted by the poison. Crit definitely matters, but getting the thing poisoned is nice. He can't exactly, he has the Morning Sun here. There's no reason to Leech Seed, because he has the Morning Sun and we can win this war. I think we can win this war, question mark. With rocks being up, it really helps us. So he's just gonna Flare Blitz. He said it's time for this dog to go down. It's time for this dog to go down. That's what he just said. Super effective. We have the Thick Fat though. He gets the burn on the Flare Blitz. He deserves it after all those misses though. He deserves it after all those misses. Oh my goodness, that's gonna matter. That's gonna matter so much. I think the leftovers is actually gonna take him out of range for poison to knock him out. Possibly. Nope, poison I think is still gonna take him out. It's regular poison and it takes him out because it's regular poison. So I'm guessing, I don't know who gets the kill. Poison from Venusaur. I think that Venusaur gets it. Now his Excadrill can feel pretty comfortable. Celebi feels great right here for him. So looking at the rest of his team, we might have just messed ourselves up. Because you don't have that Cuss That Berry. That knockoff really grinds my gears. Goes out into Shrek. Now we have to let something drop to this thing. This is our only hope at winning. Our only hope at winning is if our Jirachi outspeeds this Shrek. It's literally our only hope. Because he has a Thundurus. Granted, that's not entirely true. We would need a couple crits and what have you. Now, Takahata does better, quote unquote better, against most things. Sakura just drops. The question is, do you want to sack Sakura? I have to, I'm actually just gonna let Takahata go down, looking at his team. Because it drops the Celebi every time. Thundurus it doesn't, but we are burned and we don't have time, we don't have a turn to synthesize. And then Excadrill will do a lot of damage. The only way we win this is if we outspeed, get a Healing Wish off, and give it. If we get our Sharpedo to have a Healing Wish, we win. That's the way we win. So I'm gonna let Venusaur go down with a Sludge Bomb right now. Goes for Psychic, gonna take us out, I'm sure, unless he's defensive. But I think it's gonna take us out. It takes us out. It really comes down to did Tup do what I should have done, and I should have speed crept. I should have speed crept. And you know what? If that's the reason I lose, it's the reason I lose. But had I speed crept, we could have won. Maybe with how fast I went out into this thing, it'll make him believe that I did speed creep and he won't want to risk the U-turn. My heart is pounding right now. This is what the game comes down to. It's funny because I gotta check his team builder. If he didn't invest any speed, he gets a U-turn off. It's gonna knock us out. If he didn't invest any speed, then the game just came down to a speed tie. The game just came down to a speed tie. Goes down into Uzi, which is great for us. Actually, it's not great for us. Now the game comes down to, darn it, man. Little oversight. And I'll be honest, I'm only giving myself an hour to build each week. So that was definitely an oversight during the team builder. Should have wanted my Jirachi to outspeed the Celebi every single time. I was so reliant on that Custap Berry. It's going to come down to, can Bruce double protect, crit the Celebi, and crit the Excadrill? So it's not going to happen, unfortunately. We'll go for a protect. He's choice scarfed. So one protect is not enough. We have to go for a second one. And we have to hit it. So we have to get 30%. We have to get a 7%, 7%. It's too much. It's too much. And if he didn't, we don't know yet if Tup invested in speed. He might not have either because that was a defense. It seemed like a defensive Celebi. And it needed to be offensive to do a lot of damage to the Venusaur. So we get the second protect. It would have to be offensive to do a lot to the Venusaur. So now the question is, a burned Sharpedo against a Thundurus. And I can't even live a long time, dude. I cannot even live a long time. We are burned. Waterfall still takes him out. Ice Fang takes him out. Crunch takes him out. I think Crunch is the safest play. Crunch is the safest play in case anything wants to come in. But this will take Uzi out at least. Sharpedo can at least get that knockout. We're gonna take Life Orb. Man, wow. We really would have won. We really could have won. This was still an excellent game. I mean, Tup played so well early game that he 100% deserves this win. I'd say the only way we win right here is if he goes down into Celebi and we crit crunch him. Goes down to the Celebi. If we crit crunch him, we can win. So that would be the only way to win. He might actually just avoid that completely and go on into the Excadrill, which I really have no control. I can't make any plays because Bruce is way too weak. Bruce is way too weak. It was my fault for knocking out that Arcanine with Venusaur. It's not like I had an opportunity to switch in. Had I gone directly when he went Morning Sun, had I just said, you know what, I'm going out. Okay, so we're gonna crunch. Let's see if we crit. Do we get a crit? The most important crit of our entire lives? It's not gonna be the most important crit of our entire lives. That would have knocked him out, I believe, if we did crit. But Bruce is gonna faint. And we are going to see a recover here. Pro play by Tup, just because why not style out? And so he's definitely defensive. I really want to know, he probably did invest enough speed. I know he said he was planning a while back. A couple days ago, I should say. And it pays off, it pays off. That speed creep miss was just my own blunder. My own blunder was not having the speed. I'm just gonna recover, and we're gonna see what happens. We've seen U-turn, Psychic, recover. So if he has the Giga Drain, there's the Giga Drain. He's definitely got this in the bag because of our Toxic. If he had never gotten a Toxic off, he would still have it in the bag, let's be honest. Let's be honest. So we're not gonna recover anymore, there's no reason to. Now that I've seen the Giga Drain, I know that he's got it for sure. And it just stinks. That really stinks. This was an important match for both of us. Actually, I think we're both 2-3. Not Tup any longer. He is 3-3. We are 2-4. And just so you guys know, there are no GBA games for the next 2 weeks. The league is taking 2 weeks off for the holiday break of Christmas and New Year's Eve. I really do apologize for letting you guys down yet again. I felt like I played really well. I didn't act on those early predictions, which I should have, but they were risky. I went for middle ground as Tup went for middle ground, and it paid off in his favor. Really nothing else I can say about it. It would have been a really close game. Had I just gotten an opportunity to switch in my Jirachi against Arcanine, he went for that Flare Blitz. Had I taken that turn and said, yup, he's gonna Morning Sun again. Had I taken that turn, I would have lost my Jirachi anyway. So we would have lost in that fashion. But it was a really good game. Tup played out of his mind, so he definitely deserves the win. And Rytoast is going to get the final knockout against Sakura. Your New York Mankeys, unfortunately, we are 2-4. That is a pretty tough spot to be in. We've lost to every single person in our division, I believe. John, Fizz, and Tup. So we are at the bottom of our division as far as I'm concerned. But we're not gonna give up. We're gonna keep trying. It's gonna be tough for sure, but I think that we can do it. I think we played really well this week. My prep needs to be a little bit better. Just being able to outspeed that that Celebi would have won us the game. If he had no investment, if he had no speed investment, which I highly doubt, I'll ask him right now. I'm gonna ask him on camera, just so you guys know for sure. Did you have speed investment in Celebi? Because I think I ended up putting 4 speed in Jirachi. So unless he did as well, minimal. How minimal? LOL. Like more than 4 EVs. Okay, so that was just a prep thing for sure. But it's all good. It's all good. It was a great game. Top played fantastic. Like I said, go check them out. We're going to come back. We have a 2-week break, which is great because I can get my mind off of this for a little while and then get focused and get back. And we can start getting some more W's, Mankeys. That's what we're going to do. We're definitely going to do that when we get back. I love you guys so much to get the heck out of here. Have yourselves a good day. But above all else, keep it shady.